Number 5. Jetu Gujar. In March of 2016, Indian man Jetu Gujar was heading towards his house in the village of Rajasthan. It was slightly after dusk, and as he was walking along the trail, Gujar felt something moving near his feet. Within moments, he experienced a sharp pain. It was only after he'd gotten home that the man noticed blood pouring from his shoes and 2 distinct fang marks. Gujar had been attacked by the saw-scaled viper, one of the most dangerous snake species in the animal kingdom. As blood poisoning started taking hold of him over the next few days, dark patches formed on his body. His family feared for the worst, and all they could do for Gujar was to pray. Fortunately, his uncle got in touch with PRIYANKA KADAM, founder of the Snakebite Healing and Education Society. It emerged that Gujar's life could be saved, and he was transferred to a medical facility in Jaipur, about 125 miles from his village. After medical therapy, 8 blood transfusions, and the administering of ANTIVENOM, he was expected to fully recover. Gujar was very lucky, as the saw-scaled viper is known to wreak havoc on the Indian subcontinent, with thousands of annual fatalities. Saw-scaled viper is the common name attributed to 12 species of snakes in the ECHIS genus. They have rounded snouts, large eyes with vertically elliptical pupils, and pear-shaped heads that are distinct from the neck. The body of a saw-scaled viper is slender, cylindrical, and features keeled dorsal scales. This means that the scales aren't smooth to touch, but instead their serrated edges stick out at an angle. It's where the viper got its common name from. Adults, even from the largest species, rarely grow to be more than 3 feet long. Coloration varies and typically includes different shades of orange, brown, or gray, as well as side spots and darker dorsal blotches. The vipers move around through sidewinding locomotion and are mostly crepuscular predators. The diets differ in accordance to geographic distribution, but overall include invertebrates, amphibians, lizards, small mammals, and birds. Saw-scaled vipers are well known for their striking speed and won't hesitate to sink their fangs in any perceived threat. They own potent venom, and their attacks on humans may result in tissue decay, amputation, or even death. Number 4. Kath Forster. British woman Kath Forster kept her composure as she handled a 20-inch snake that was found in her front garden. Forster was having some patio work done, and her gardener had discovered the snake nestled at the bottom of a box of tiles. Without hesitation, the 57-year-old woman grabbed the serpent with a pair of ice cube tongs. According to Forster, she aimed for the back of the snake's head, like she'd seen on nature documentaries. She put it in an empty box of chocolates and then called a reptile expert, who subsequently took it away. The woman would have likely been a lot more hesitant had she known the truth about the killer she was dealing with. There are only 4 species of snakes native to Britain, and only one of them is venomous. It's the common viper, and even though its bites are really painful, they're really deadly. Forster, however, had actually encountered a saw-scaled viper, a highly prolific human killer. The aggressive, fast-striking viper had snuck into the box of tiles which had been imported from its Indian homeland. Forster realized how lucky she'd been once the reptile expert phoned her and told her about the snake's notorious reputation. Saw-scaled vipers are found in Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, the Middle East, and the dry regions of Africa. In India, Echis carinatus, also known as the Indian saw-scaled viper, is part of the Big Four. This viper, along with the common krait, Russell's viper, and the Indian cobra, are responsible for an estimated 46,000 annual snakebite fatalities. It's the reason why India's often referred to as the snakebite capital of the world. On the African continent, the saw-scaled viper's reputation is even more fearsome. Number 3. Africa's deadliest. 2 saw-scaled viper subspecies cause more snakebite fatalities in Africa than all of the other snakes combined. These are ECHIS pyramidum and its close relative, the slightly smaller ECHIS ocellatus. The latter owns a distinctive pattern of eye spots, or ocelli, which covers the length of its body. ECHIS pyramidum, named after the ancient Egyptian structures, has been the dread of the region ever since the time of the pharaohs. It's found in northeast Africa in countries like Egypt, Sudan, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Eritrea. ECHIS ocellatus inhabits West Africa, ranging from Mauritania and Senegal to Nigeria and the north of Cameroon. Between the two of them, these saw-scaled viper species have the African continent in a type of death grip. No other snake species even come close to them in terms of human casualties. Saw-scaled vipers own potent venom while also being aggressive and irritable. They're usually unafraid of humans and are often found in populated areas. They're particularly dangerous since they tend to hide rather than flee, meaning that people can accidentally step on them. This combination of factors is why the saw-scaled viper in the regions it inhabits surpasses other snakes for the most human snakebite fatalities. Its venom is a deadly cocktail of neurotoxins, hemotoxins, cardiotoxins, and cytotoxins. This means that it attacks the central nervous system as well as the heart, blood, and the very cellular structure of the human body. The most terrifying aspect about the venom is that it severely affects coagulation, which in turn may result in hemorrhage anywhere in the body. Worse still, it can last for days and even weeks. Saw-scaled viper venom does more than kill. It ravages tissues and tears blood cells apart. Envenomation victims may experience anything from nosebleeds to coughing or vomiting blood and even intracranial hemorrhage. Even if the victim doesn't die, the tissue around the bite may begin to rot, eventually becoming unrecognizable. The damage can result in the amputation of fingers, toes, or even entire limbs. Today's topic was requested by Instagram follower @AntoineChini. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below, or follow us on Instagram and reach out to us there. Number 2. Viper kills Asiatic lion. The lion is largely known as the king of the African savanna and one of the continent's top predators. However, there's also a small population of lions inhabiting India's Gir Forest National Park and its surrounding areas. Known as Asiatic lions, there are only about 650 of them left, according to the latest census. Because of their scarce numbers, they're monitored quite closely by forest staff. While on a routine patrol in April of 2020, a team found the body of a lion believed to have been between 13 to 15 years old. It was taken to the animal center for a post-mortem evaluation. Snakebite marks were found on its nose, and the official cause of death was determined to have been internal bleeding. The saw-scaled viper was at the top of the suspect list due to the devastating hemotoxic effects of its venom. For all its superior strength, speed, and ferocity, the lion was powerless as the toxins spread and broke down its internal organs. There are some steps to take towards ensuring you don't become the victim of a saw-scaled viper attack. There's a distinctive threat display, and recognizing it can make the difference between life and death. The viper will loop its body in S-shaped coils and rubs its serrated scales together, producing a sizzling sound, similar to that of water on a hot plate. It's called stridulation, and it becomes faster and louder the more agitated the snake gets. It likely means that an attack is coming. You should back away slowly but deliberately. From this coiled position, the saw-scaled viper can strike with great speed and ferocity. If you're bitten, standard snake bite first aid should be applied. Keep the wound below the heart and try to stay calm to prevent the spread of the venom. Most bites occur on the legs, so try to limit movement of the affected limb. If you decide to apply a tourniquet above the bite, make sure it's not too tight. You can also loosely wrap the wound with a sterile bandage. Fortunately, there's anti-venom available for most saw-scaled viper species. Surviving the snake's bite is a race against the clock, so getting to a medical facility is the #1 priority.
Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Some of it is to die for.
Number 1. Poisonous breast milk. Reports from India claim that a saw-scaled viper may have been responsible for a particularly terrifying incident. A 35-year-old mother and her child both succumbed to envenomation in the state of UTTAR, Pradesh. The woman was sleeping and didn't notice that a snake had bitten her on the hand. Roughly 2 hours later, she woke up and breastfed her daughter, not knowing that the milk was tainted with toxins. Other family members spotted the snake as it slithered away, and the subsequent description suggested a saw-scaled viper. Both the mother and child reportedly fell ill and died on the way to the hospital. Reports on the incident vary, and according to a separate source, the child had been bitten as well and hadn't died because of poisonous breast milk. The scientific understanding of how venom can transfer to breast milk is still ongoing. One study revealed that its toxins don't degrade in milk, while another suggests that even if ingested, human gastric acid is strong enough to break down the toxins. Thanks for watching. Would you rather get bitten by a saw-scaled viper or base jump off the Eiffel Tower? Let us know in the comments section below.